This is a moment of profound opportunity. The benefits of AI are immense. It could give us the power to fight the climate crisis.
AI could give us the power to fight the climate crisis. She's conflating and combining two absurdities that the Democrat Party is tripping over, like Joe Biden trying to walk by a sandbag. That's Kamala Harris. She's in London today talking about artificial intelligence, which is one of her subject areas. That's for sure. Now, since Kamala is in England talking about artificial intelligence, which we like to call AI because we must abbreviate everything, that fun soundbite of the dim-witted Vice President of the United States goes with a story that popped yesterday. Joe Biden signed executive order for AI oversight, artificial intelligence. It's not, no, don't go to Congress. They don't believe in Congress branches of government or any of that. So Joe Biden just signed an executive order. And now the government has oversight over artificial intelligence. The National Panhandler radio people are very excited about this. President Biden has signed a sweeping executive order, not legislation, to create some federal oversight of rapidly expanding AI systems. And so now here comes Mr. Bill's dog, and it's Joe Biden. It's they don't believe in branches of government or any of that good stuff. So she's Kamala in London talking about it. Joe Biden is signing a thing here. And then it turns out that, crazy as it might sound, Joe Biden signed this and became very excited about this because he had just watched the latest Mission Impossible movie. He watched a Mission Impossible movie, and in the Mission Impossible movie, there's a scene, I guess it's a whole piece of the movie, where artificial intelligence does crazy things, and Joe Biden saw the movie and said, "Oh my God, we've got to act now. We can't allow this to become a thing because artificial intelligence. We're going to need to sign an executive order." So Joe Biden, just amazing, decided that forget about Congress. We're going to sign an executive order. He grew more worried about artificial intelligence after watching Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. So that's and Variety magazine has the story because it's all show business. The whole system of government is just a terrible cable television show at this point. And Variety magazine has the story. It was scooped to Variety magazine. They got a picture of Joe Biden and Tom Cruise side by side because it's all a terrible movie. Joe Biden grew more worried about AI after watching Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, says White House deputy. They got it from White House deputy. President Joe Biden signed an executive order on Monday establishing new standards and security measures regarding artificial intelligence. Deputy White House Chief of Staff Bruce Reed told the Associated Press that AI is an issue of great importance to the president, who was, quote, impressed and alarmed, end quote, after seeing, quote, fake AI images of himself, end quote, and learning about the terrifying technology of voice cloning. According to Reed, Biden's concern about AI grew after watching Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. They've got a Part 2 coming, presumably. They watched the movie at Camp David. If he hadn't already been concerned about what could go wrong with AI before that movie, he saw plenty more to worry about, said Reed, who watched the film with Biden. See, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Tom Cruise, he's Ethan Hunt, He fights a non-human villain. The villain is not... We've had a lot of movies like that. It goes back to RoboCop and even stuff before that. I don't know, was Gort in The Day the Earth Stood Still a villain or a good guy? He was mostly good guy, I think. He saved Klaatu, after all. Biden was profoundly curious about the technology in the months of meetings that led up to drafting the order. He met with scientists who explained the potential upside of AI as well as the dangers. But then he saw the Mission Impossible movie. So, Ricky over here, he had to, we need an executive order to stop what happened in that movie. What movie, Mr. President? I don't know, that Tom Spees movie. You mean Tom Cruise? Yeah, that one. Yeah, you mean Mission Impossible? I think it was Mission Impossible. Then he signed an executive order to combat AI. We've got a lot of stupid people in charge of our government, and Joe Biden is certainly one of them. Boy, oh boy, can I just tell you. Crazy man, crazy. Now, speaking of Democrats and their artificial intelligence, boy, they've got a lot of artificial intelligence, don't they? Their intelligence, such as it is, profoundly artificial in so many instances. Just extraordinary stuff. But the crazy crime people, they love crime. The Democrats, they love crime. And they love illegal aliens and open borders. And that we've got FBI Director Christopher Wray I want to get to, because he actually admitted that we're facing a greater terror threat than ever before in the history of the world, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Now, here's a story that the news media is not covering it, but Immigration and Customs Enforcement put out a statement. ERO is a sub-agency. It means Enforcement and Removal Operations. That is when Immigration Customs Enforcement wants to grab an illegal alien and kick him out of the country because they're criminals. But the Democrats want to keep him here because they like murder and rape and carjackings and criminals, as long as they vote Democrat. See, that's the thing. But here it is, ERO, Enforcement and Removal Operations, New York City. This is pretty crazy, the press release. ERO, New York City, arrests unlawfully present non-citizen, that the Biden administration likes to call illegal aliens, unlawfully present non-citizens. That is, honestly, I'm trying not to use bad words here. This particular unlawfully present non-citizen, convicted rapists. But listen to this from the press release from ice.gov. On October 27th, Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO, because nothing can stand on its own, everything has to be an abbreviation. ERO, New York City, arrested Neftali Kalchokjo. Its last name is Caal-Chocoj, which is not a recognizable name in any culture. But Neftali Kalchokjo. Let's go with that. A 50-year-old citizen of Guatemala who was convicted of rape in the second degree because he had sexual intercourse with another person who was incapable of consent by reason of being mentally disabled. I'll let you fill in the blanks on that one. The unlawfully present non-citizen, that's the euphemism for illegal alien that came in across our open border. The unlawfully present non-citizen was convicted of this Class D felony and sentenced to time served, that is 6 months, and then 10 years of probation on October 25th. ERO, New York City's Newburgh sub-office, lodged a detainer against Kalchokoj after he was initially arrested on those same criminal charges September 14th of 2022. Listen to this now. This is from the ICE press release. However, due to local laws, ERO officers were precluded from assuming custody of Kalchokoj safely within the secure perimeter of the Putnam County Jail. Listen now. Instead, jail officials released the convicted felon directly to the street. An illegal alien rapist of mentally incapacitated, presumably woman or women, just put back on the street because New York City local laws do not allow ICE to take custody of the rapists of the mentally incapacitated person. So they put the illegal alien rapist back on the street because, why, Michael? Democrats. Because Democrats believe this is better. Democrats love rape and murder and carjacking and shootings and child abuse and open borders and fentanyl deaths. Honestly, the Democrat Party is, it's like this guy had sex with the Democrat Party because, they're mentally incapacitated too. That's amazing. And that story also goes with the story from Patrick Brennan, post on X. D.C. police casually having to alert my neighborhood that a judge has released a person onto the streets who attacked someone with a machete on H Street on Sunday. And here we are on Tuesday, and the machete-wielding loon is back on the street. Patrick Brennan on X. D.C. police casually having alerted my neighborhood. They put out the 1st District Police Citizens Advisory, put out a statement. On October 29th, there was an attack on H Street, Northeast Washington, D.C., with a machete used as a weapon. The individual was arrested. The U.S. Attorney's Office requested that the person be held, which is extremely unusual because it's a radical left-wing Biden person. A judge thought otherwise and has released the individual back to the community. In an attempt to keep the community safe, I think it is prudent in this case to alert residents that there could be another machete attack on the victim, and others passing by could also be harmed. Please stay tuned. And they've got the arrest record, and the person's name is Christopher Lawrence, a 35-year-old male, threatened to kidnap or kill, and they put the guy back on the street right away. And in New York, the illegal alien rapist was put back on the street because Democrats want more crime. There is no other possible explanation except that Democrats love criminals, Democrats love crime, Democrats love open borders, Democrats love rapes of mentally incapacitated, presumably women, but we don't know. Democrats love machete-wielding, very often MS-13, machete-wielding lunatics. Just amazing. And put the criminals back on the street because that's your Democrat Party. Thanks, Democrat Party. Just wonderful. Now, with that and our open borders, and I've shared with you so many of the statistics about our open borders and the number of illegal aliens coming in from China, number of illegal aliens across our southern border. From the Middle East, the number coming in that are on the terror watch list, shattering all records. And what do you hear what the FBI director had to say on Capitol Hill yesterday about the terror threat, the current terror threat assessment here in the United States of America? Amazing stuff. Also, we were just talking, the Democrats, they don't want to alienate the jihad vote because they depend on the jihad vote. They love the jihad vote. They love jihadis. And the Reuters news agency reports today, Arab American support for Biden, Democrats, plummets over Israel, poll shows. That means they're going to have to step up their anti-Semitism. And Michael Pusey and I, we're thinking about starting a website. What is it going to be? Ivy League Anti-Semite-Jobs.com. Is that what we want it to be called? Ivy League Anti-Semite-Jobs.com. And then all the Democrats who have been educated and our most esteemed educational institutions can find. You got to marry up anti-Semite employees with anti-Semite employers, right? The Democrats need a little help right now. Hey, do you have odors in your home or your office that you just can't get rid of? Well, now you can get rid of any stinky odor with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Thunderstorm gets rid of strong odors from cooking and litter boxes and cigarette smoke and leftists, and no match for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm starts working in a matter of seconds. You plug it in. It's only this big. You can hold it in your hand. It's only like this. It's not a big piece of furniture. It'll clear any room of any odor in no time at all. Plus, there are no expensive filters to buy and have to replace again and again. hundreds of thousands of units sold. The Thunderstorm has 5-star reviews all over the place on Al Gore's Amazing Internet. You can check them out for yourself. I've got 2 of them working at home right now. And this week, I've got a great deal for you on your own Eden Pure Thunderstorms. See, you can get 3 Eden Pure Thunderstorms, save $200 American dollars. When you get 3 units for whole home protection, put one in the teenager's room. That's 3 units for under $200, save $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code CHRIS, CHRIS. That's EdenPureDeals.com. The discount code is CHRIS, and because you know me, you get free shipping. And that's pretty good, too. Yeah, the Democrats and they love to call everybody Nazis. Now I think we see that's just been deflection all along, hasn't it? Another case of accusing you of what, like the Soviets did, accusing you of what they know they are about to do themselves. Sieg Heil, Monashatsi. I've been saying for years the Democrats should be wearing armbands. Little did I know how prescient that was. Hey, it's Chris Plant, excited to tell you about our July 2024 Listener Sea Cruise. We'll be sailing around the British Isles, visiting Scotland and Ireland. Please join us. Book by this July 31st for extra savings. Visit ChrisPlantCruise.com. I told you the other day about a woman that owns a liquor store in Washington, D.C. It's a woman-owned business. And she announced that she's going out of business and leaving D.C. because Democrats walk into her store, grown men, everyone fitting the same physical description for police purposes, and stealing from her.
Now people are just running in the store, grabbing it, and then leaving. And as they're leaving, they're actually laughing at us because they know that there's nothing we can do.
The nice lady trying to stay in business, run a business, employ people, make a living. Democrats come in, grab arms full of wine and whiskey and walk out the door. And because they're big, strong men, they threaten the woman and they curse at her and they stare her down, and she has to let them steal from her. And then when you call the police say, well, you should file an insurance claim on that. And she said, okay, I'm leaving Washington, D.C. and closing down my business because Democrats are just natural criminals, I guess is the thing. Well, now the CVS store, and CVSs are fleeing Democrat-run cities all over the country. A CVS store in northeast Washington, D.C., where the machete-wielding guy was put back on the street by a Democrat to kill again. Northeast CVS only has photos on the shelves of products due to theft. So the shelves, and it looks ridiculous. They've got, pictures on the shelves if you want toothpaste, if you want Scott paper towels, whatever you want. They've got a picture of it there. And the picture indicates that they actually have it in stock. But now you've got to go find an employee. There's a buzzer there. And the employee can go in back and get, paper towels for you or whatever you need. Because the Democrats steal all of it if it's on the shelves. Now, I think I know the name of the judge that released the machete-wielding guy, but I'm not 100% sure, so I just want to double check on that, I think. Madness. Democrats, and it is a little ironic, of course, and talking to Seton Motley about this, and so it points out, the Biden administration sued Texas for putting barriers up in the Rio Grande River, sued local jurisdictions and states took them to court to try to prevent them from enforcing border security and immigration law, because the Biden administration said that is a federal government duty and responsibility and not the business of the states or the counties or the municipalities along the border, right? And then in New York, when the federal government wants to intervene and get the rapist who's an illegal alien off the streets, well, then the Democrats in New York say, oh, no, we've got local laws and you can't take them. So who has jurisdiction depends on, the most effective way of letting illegal aliens back onto the streets. The Democrat Party is not on our side. They're not on our side. The open borders, the jihadis flowing in across our southern border, the increased terror threat, the mayhem that this administration has created because they are the left. He's a sock puppet. Everybody knows that. He's not running anything. He doesn't know what month it is. He can't walk up a flight of 4 steps without creating a calamity. He couldn't hand out candy last night at the White House while his wife, not a Dr. Jill Biden, was dressed up like a cat, thinking she's 17 years old and going to a high school party. And Joe Biden was apparently dressed like the President of the United States. So at least we know that he knows that it's all a charade, a masquerade, a masked masquerade. Now let's get to some audio. You want to go to the border? Let's go to the border because there is an amazing thing happening. Another caravan is headed our way, headed toward the United States of America. And is it full of jihadis who are anti-Semites like the Democrat Party? Well, maybe. The Democrats can hope. But the caravan is headed our way, and one of the organizers is a radical left-wing. He's an American citizen of Phoenix, Arizona. And he has been for years going south and waving the caravans of thousands of illegal aliens through Mexico and into the United States of America. He is not on our side. Speaking of which, at Cornell University, where they had the hate, we're going to slash the throats of the Jews and stuff, they arrested somebody, and he's a Democrat. But he's been arrested, and it's kind of fascinating. But I'll get back to that. Now, the open border is a very real problem. It's a terrorist threat. It's a crime threat. It's drug smuggling. It's human trafficking. It's child sex trafficking. The Democrats are in favor of child sex trafficking on an epic scale. The Democrats are in favor of tens of thousands of deaths from fatal drug overdoses in the United States of America because the Democrat Party is not on our side. Virginia is not a border state, but the headline out of Virginia from the local NBC station here is, quote, "There is a fentanyl problem here," end quote. 8 overdoses reported at Loudoun County High School. I'm sorry, what? All 8 overdoses appear to involve fentanyl, commonly found in the form of counterfeit 30 milligram oxycodone pills that in blue circular may be stamped with an M. They're trying to help you identify. The one Loudoun County High School in Virginia, not a border state, has reported 8 opioid-related overdoses this year, 7 of which occurred in the last 3 weeks. The overdoses happened at Parkview High School in Sterling, Virginia. Very nice area, according to information revealed Tuesday from the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, and not the school, of course. 4 of the overdoses happened inside the school, authorities said. 3 students were given the anti-overdose drug Narcan, which I guess we're all supposed to be carrying now because the Biden administration. The school staff also did CPR on 2 of those students. They were in cardiac arrest, and the school staff had to give high school students CPR to keep them alive. All 8 overdoses appeared to involve fentanyl, commonly found in the form of the counterfeit 30 milligram oxycodone pill. And, I got to tell you, this is Joe Biden's open border in Sterling, Virginia, because the Democrats love death. Loudoun County, Virginia. That's just one example. It's happening all over the country. Now let's go to this border story because it's completely crazy. There are thousands and thousands of people headed toward the United States in a caravan, and one of the leaders of the caravan is a man that did an interview with someone with a news camera. Everything's done with a phone these days, of course. But this caravan lefty, whose name is Enrio Mujica, All right. And this is a pretty crazy story. It's crazier than Halloween, I think. And Joe Biden and Jill Biden with her little Hitler mustache. She had a little Hitler mustache. She thought it looked like a cat, but really it looked like Hitler. Hundreds more join Mexico migrant caravan headed for U.S., organizer says. Hundreds more people have joined a caravan of thousands of migrants in Mexico bound for the United States. One of the organizers said on Tuesday as the group traveled through the southern state of Chiapas. The organizer whose name is Ireneo Mujica, said the caravan had swelled since Monday by about 1,000 to more than 7,000 people, according to the spokesperson for the Chiapas government. And authorities still estimate the size is actually around 3,500. But since the organizer is a lefty, he lies all the time. That's the thing about people on the left. They always lie, whether they're members of Congress or organizers of illegal alien caravans. So here is Ireneo Mujica. And he's talking about how the Biden administration, and he's mocking Biden. And he's a lefty who loves illegal aliens flooding our country and hopes that more people are raped and murdered because he's a typical Democrat voter. So here's the convoy leader, Enrique and Maria. And he says this is all Joe Biden's doing in the Biden administration.
I believe that the Biden administration has dropped the ball. Immigration, a lot of the countries are fueling are actually this crisis. Immigration crisis is not a crisis that is about. It is a lot of the people are being harsh conditions, but a lot of the countries are fueling this immigration by providing in a way. Transporting people, letting people in and using them as a way to all the people that are working with López Obrador to make sure that a lot of this immigration goes straight into the United States.
See, these South American, Central American countries and Mexico are working in concert with one another to make sure that the maximum number of illegal aliens flow into the United States of America. Biden has dropped the ball, he says. This is, and the countries are fueling the crisis, from Colombia and Ecuador to the Central American countries, Guatemala and Nicaragua and these countries that are, a lot of Americans go on vacation to these countries, but they're including me. But they're such hellholes that people have to flee, and they need sanctuary from countries where I go on vacation. It's an amazing thing. But he says Biden has dropped the ball. And the reporter asks a question. Do you think immigration has been weaponized and that people are using it as a weapon against the United States?
Do you think that immigration is being weaponized?
Definitely is being weaponized against the United States, against the Joe Biden administration. Joe Biden administration has lost the ball, has lost the power, and America has not been paying attention to what's happening.
Well, I've been paying attention. Joe Biden and his DHS director and Homeland Security director, that they're paying attention. They're just not on our side. They want the United States to be punished, to be overrun. They want more crime, more gangs, more fentanyl deaths, more child sex trafficking. They are not on our side. They are not. Well, some of them are too stupid to know what's happening, but most of them are not. So here is the organizer of the caravan that's either 7,000 people or 3,500 people, depending on who you believe, Ireneo Mujica.
Joe Biden administration has lost the ball, does not know what to do with immigration, has been busy and another thing, and has lost a lot of the power, or hasn't even called the countries into sitting down and make sure that he finds a way to stop this immigration, this bleeding. He has lost the ball. He's not doing anything. And I am a human rights defender for almost 70 years, and I tell you, I never seen it worse.
He's been a human rights defender for almost 70 years, he said. He looks good if he's actually 70 years old. And he's never seen it worse than this. That's what he's saying. He's never seen it worse than this. It's pretty amazing that this guy is telling it like it is. Very rare thing with lefties like this. But this guy who is, I'm playing the audio here, he's speaking to Real America's Voice. Real America's Voice posted this video. Leader of Caravan, Irineo Mojica, says Biden has lost control of the border. Also adds that other countries are conspiring, and that's the word that he used, against the U.S. Here is the Caravan organizer, Irineo Mojica.
This is not normal. This is being used by the countries to make sure they get what they want from the United States. And Joe Biden has lost. I'm completely stunned. Where's the American intelligence? Don't they know that all the countries are conspiring against the United States to make sure they have this crisis?
Where is U.S. intelligence? Where is U.S. law enforcement? Don't they know that these countries are conspiring against the U.S. to make sure the U.S. has this crisis? Now, again, this guy is pro-illegal alien. This guy is open borders. This guy is shepherding in thousands of illegal aliens. But he told Real America's Voice in an interview, and I want to give the reporter credit. I don't know if it's Oscar El Blue, but it is a well done bit of news gathering that 60 Minutes hasn't done, that ABC News hasn't done, that CNN hasn't done. And here is, once again, this Caravan organizer, Irineo Mojica.
The policies of Joe Biden are worse than the ones of Trump, because Trump at least knew what to say to make sure that he doesn't fuel immigration. He didn't lose the ball that all the countries. The United States has lost the respect of all the countries. Obrador has more power to pull them in and make sure he gets what he wants from the United States.
Yeah, Donald Trump actually had control. You know, I want to use it's 17 seconds, soundbite number 17. I want to use it again because this is key. This guy is pointing out, these countries south of our border are conspiring against the United States to funnel in huge. Also, reports are that Venezuela has emptied out their prisons, and are sending all of their liberated criminals from their prisons to the United States of America. And the Biden administration and our news media, which is the filthiest, most corrupt institution in the country, they don't have anything to say about it. Fidel Castro, during the Mariel boat lift, emptied out the prisons in Cuba and the mental institutions too, and sent all of their criminals and mentally ill to the United States of America. And now they're Democrats. I want to hear this soundbite again because he said that, this isn't normal. Don't they know, where's U.S. intelligence, that all these countries are conspiring against the United States to create this crisis?
This is not normal. This is being used by the countries to make sure they get what they want from the United States. And Joe Biden has lost. I'm completely stunned. Where's the American intelligence? Don't they know that all the countries are conspiring against the United States to make sure they have this crisis?
That is, that's everything you need to know right there. And that's the Biden administration is not on our side. The Democrats are not on our side. A vote for Democrats is a vote for murder. It's a vote for rape. It's a vote for carjacking. A vote for Democrats is a vote for child sex trafficking. This is not just political hyperbole. This is the reality of the United States of America in 2023. And when I hear about the terror threat, and then, of course, there are Joe Biden's wars all over the world, this guy has got to go. Am I right? The Democrats should remove him from office. They could put Pol Pot in there. It'd be more pro-American. That's the Cambodian communist killer. They're not on our side. All right, now, the FBI director, who is despicable, Christopher Wray is his name. He's awful. He shouldn't be trusted at all. He was testifying under oath yesterday on Capitol Hill, but they lie all the time under oath, the Democrats do, and there are never any consequences about spying on us and about all kinds of criminal activities the government's involved in. They lie under oath, and then, you never hear of it again because we don't have a legitimate news media, for one thing. But Christopher Wray, the FBI director, since we were just talking about the caravan of either 3,500 or 7,000 illegal aliens heading our way, and the organizer telling us that These nations to our south are conspiring against the United States to create a crisis, and the Democrats are their best ally in that. And here's Christopher Wray talking about the terror threat. You know, the number of people on the terror watch list that we've captured at our border in the last year has shattered all records, and those are just the ones that we've caught. They let almost everybody go into the country, too. But listen to us talking about all the anti-Semitism with the Democrats and the jihadis and people sneaking in across our southern border from the Middle East and Muslim countries, Arab countries. Here's the FBI director yesterday on the terror threat.
This is a threat that is reaching, in some ways, sort of historic levels, in part because, as you know all too well, the Jewish community is targeted by terrorists really across the spectrum.
And
Homegrown
Democrats,
violent extremists, foreign terrorist organizations, both Sunni and Shia, domestic violent extremists, and in fact, our statistics would indicate that for a group that represents only about 2.4% of the American public, they account for something like 60% of all religious-based hate crimes.
What is that? 2.4% of the population, the Jewish population in the United States, but 60% of all of the religious hate crimes being perpetrated mostly by Democrats. That's actually true. You look at New York City, it's young Democrats, it's not mostly jihadis. But he said that the terror threat in the United States is reaching, in some ways, just in some ways, historic levels. So we're seeing a terror threat that is pretty much unlike anything that we have seen before, and it's got a lot to do with our open border policies. And Venezuela is releasing everybody from their prisons to send them to the United States of America. And the Democrat Party sits there smiling with armed security around them. This is like a bad Hollywood movie, and the Democrat Party is in charge. Crime is so rampant that in Washington, D.C., hordes of people did not answer the door all night last night for Halloween out of fear, out of terror. I told you, had dinner with a friend on Saturday night at her house who is Jewish. She's completely terrified. She won't put an Israeli flag up in her front yard, but her neighbors all have their Ukrainian flags up in their front yards. Very liberal neighborhood. They love corruption and war.